Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Royalty Trades coming tapping in with you with a little charting session of some of the stocks that you guys asked me to look over. So before I get too late, and football, most of the football games are all wrapped up and stuff. Man, I did pretty good. I started the day off with $14. I threw in a bunch of touchdown parlays, and I hit on a good, nice one, a dollar. End up paying out 76. So we made a little money today, but this is where the real money is going to be made in the stock market this upcoming week. Um, and we're just going to see if we can find some gems. So let me go back to the after hours app and see what's the first one that was requested. Um, I was looking at Bitcoin and it is moving. I kind of expected it. We probably gonna see this little move right here and see this little short consolidation and another move up. All right, I got ticker symbol APLD, and that actually sounds a little familiar, to be honest. And I did go through and halfway chart some of these, but this is only the second time that I'm looking at these since I um, decided to get my little perspective on these. So, Applied Digital Corporation. Okay. So this stock had some real nice movement over on this side here. This was from 99 all the way to 923. So it had a good chopped sideways movement before it finally broke out. And this is normally what you do when you play these moves. When you see a big consolidated move like this, see you can get the most consistent up and bottom touch. And then when you finally get that move out of it, you can jump, but wait for the retest. And you could take here, and this is where you get the supply and demand flip. And you see the nice breakout back to the upside, just drastic move. So right here, it might be kind of an opposite move to the downside from here up here. So just watching this, you could see a rejection up here and then a rollover, another move down. Or if it decides that buyers step in here on the retest, it could break to the upside. So what you'll want to see is a nice push up, come down and make the retest here, and then just have your stop loss below like your lowest wick. And if it breaks below here, then you can see the rest of this play out down and make this little move over on this side. So you'll want to watch a move above $7.70. And if it makes a strong move to the upside, then you're gonna play the retest of support. And if it holds, then you can see this move back up here towards $8.52 up to 8.65. So $8.65 to be where I'll be looking for um, exhaustion. And then if we come down here and we want to do support, you'll want to watch for support between $7.19 and $6.83. So if we do decide to break this, then we'll come back and visit it afterwards. But right now, this is the upside and the downside that you'll want to watch for it. Yeah. So next one we got up is Apple. And I think last time I looked at it, which was Friday, it had a big consolidated movement on it. Yeah. So Apple did gap down here. Oh yeah, and I did change I changed the bars. They're now yellow. Somebody was saying that, with it being red bars and then some of my chart being red too. This is the GAN fan. Some of my levels being yellow. I mean, some of them being red and it being red on red. I was like, cool, easy fix. Let's make our bearish bars yellow, and let's make the bullish ones green. Keep them green. Green mean go, yellow means slow down, caution, whatever type of warning reference you want to give it. But that's just how I'm gonna do it. But back to it. We seen the exhaustion above 231.53. Soon after it rejected, after the second time, um, it made a huge gap down. So it gapped down. It didn't even attempt to retest, it looks like. Come on, slide over. Okay. Um, it didn't even attempt to retest this supply zone. It just kind of opened up bearishly and then it sold off, just blew past this demand zone here. And yeah, found support around this 224 level. So it's been a bit consolidated level. Um, I guess we can, well, no, I'm gonna say here, this is where the most tested level's been. Even though we got a little bit of choppy above it, but this is, to me, this is gonna be the most consistent bottom and top chop level. So it's been loving this 223 range and attempting to break above this 226.25 range. As you see, a big yellow wick. So it got up there and it quickly sold off and got back within these range. And it's riding this support level kind of right here. Even if we break down right here, I think it kind of loves this 224.65 range. So anywhere below it, that'll be my first out the money. Um, this will be my first out the money call, and then this will be my second one, and then we'll have to go in order to make it to this one. We're gonna have to try and break through this supply level here. If we get up here, I think we're good. I think this right here, this will get bought up because this is a demand zone. This will get bought up, and it'll squeeze it to the upside, and then it'll be a fight between the bulls and the bears once it gets up here. But as of right now, if we keep playing it and it keeps maintaining this trend, we can keep grabbing calls around 224 and 225 to the upside. And you can actually stack those. So let's say you get in at 225, um, you'll set another alert for 224 and you'll grab calls here and look for the breakout back to the upside. And you can trim one off at 225, let the 225 ride, trim another one off at 226 and then get in. And this is how you start recycling your profits throughout the week. You find you a good solid trade, get you about 1 or 2 contracts in, depending on your port size. And then as your contracts start going in the money, you'll roll them over to the next one or take profit and just keep recycling it. And then when you start taking new trades, instead of going massively on there, you just figure out how many profit you're accumulating throughout the week and you just play with those profits that you got. So that way you can either end the week massively green, or you can at least end the week flat, even if you go on a short losing streak throughout the week. Like, this is the way that you do it. You find you a solid trade, and once you start accumulating profits, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're gonna use your previous day's profits and try to stay out your money and keep using the market money. So that's just my intake on that, and this is my outlook on Apple. We can keep holding this trend here. Now, we do decide to fall and go in a bearish. Yeah, it's still filling this gap right here down to 221, which lines up with this support range here. And of course, I think it'll bounce, but if we continue to fall, we got 218, a gap down here around 217, to support at 215. So that's just a bearish perspective going forward, along with the bullish perspective. Hold this 224, 225 range and go and retest this 229 to 230 resistance level. So that's my outtake on that. The next one to be RKLB. RKLB. Rocket Lab. Rocket Lab. So RKLB been moving, and it's been moving for a long time. We can see this big consolidated range look like for about maybe a week. Let me see. 913 to 925. And I don't know if it had news or what happened, but it made a drastic move up. Started breaking through some support levels. Look at this uh, kind of pennant or more of a flag or a broadening pattern. And then it broke out to the upside and squeezed some more. We've seen a lot of volatility up here. And then it finally just had a day to where it just sold off dramatically until it finds some support, which is the top of this, um, like I said, broadening pattern, flag. But it found the support around here, built off of it, and traded back up. And now here we are. So um, this is a good long term move if you've been in since that drastic move to the upside last month. Right now, what I'm looking for, what kind of has me a little cautious about it, is this uh, demand gap down here. Um, as long as it keeps pushing to the upside, we can keep seeing it retested upper trend around 1025, and that'll cause it to make daily, um, new daily highs every time it tries to retest a little bit more. I don't think it's gonna have any just drastic move to the upside, just breaking through stuff, but I do think it'll slowly make higher highs. You can watch for it to exhaust if it breaks above here, which is about 1035, 1038. You can expect it to move up and roll over right here and come back down before pushing back up, and that's probably going to be the trend, kind of riding up here if it does continue with like the little fire that it has been trading with. If it decides to slow itself down, then we'll see um, shorter ranges with this breakdown from 979 to about 965, 966. And we may see it just trickle down and slowly start filling this demand zone here, unless it gaps down. So if it gaps down, then you can expect more of a drastic move, a drastic sell off. But it's kind of hard to tell right now how it's gonna move going into tomorrow, because this is a strong move right here. This is a strong move. So as far as a consolidating range, I think this would be the move that we'll watch. I think this would be the consolidated range that we'll watch, because as you see, um, it tried it down here and it drastically sold it off to get it from out of there before making a little bearish penny here, breaking, gapping down, and then it got bought back up. And once it got up in here, it kind of played with this support, this blue line right here. So I can see, like I said, continuously attempting to go up here. But if we happen to break down, we'll look for a a breakdown below $9.55.50 and watch it fill this to the downside before taking a move back to the upside, because it should get bought. Sometimes you get a dramatic move below there, and it gets bought back up. If we was to play support and resistance here, I would probably say here. So this will give you that room for this exaggerated sell-off if it gets down here to bounce her out right here, and then eventually get bought back up. Because this move down here happened because of this gap down. And unless something like that happens over here, then I think if it does come down within this range, we should be safe around 915 for the move back to the upside. So that's my take on RKLB. Right, that would have been a nice play if you got in earlier, or if you just kind of been holding because you believe in the company. That would have been a beautiful move. Lunar, intuitive machines. I think a lot of people are playing Luna. So, okay, I remember this because it's slowly attempting to fill this gap to the downside. Yeah, I've been looking at this for um, week to week. I think I started looking at it somewhere around here, but uh, yeah, it's been slowly filling this gap down here, and it really doesn't have any support down here until it gets about right there. So, um, yeah, I think that yeah, it really doesn't have much support until about right here. So we could keep getting lower to sleep as it comes up here and then drops again because I mean the market's kind of the market in general is kind of in a big consolidated area anyway. Different stocks are making different all-time highs, and whenever the market gets weak, you always get one sleeper that doesn't really come down. I think last week was like Google and Meta, but you get those stocks that don't really drop with the rest of the market, and you just think everything's down, and then next thing you know, you got something like Google up $10 or $5, while the rest of the market's in the red and stuff like that. So, um, what they got to do with this? You'll probably see a pump then fall, kind of like it's been doing, going up, retesting resistance, then it sells off. It gets around here, goes up, retests it. Now it has another drastic sell off. So we could see it trading up into here and then, coming back down. I got those two yellow lines here. So it must have been some resistance gap down somewhere. Yeah. But if we do see the pump, look for resistance around 858, 860. And if we do continue to fall, you'll look for this $5.42 to be the bottom of it. And that'll kind of line up with this support level here. That's a big move down from 765, 766 down to about 645 and then 585. So I mean it'll be a nice move down, but if you're gonna be in long term, the name of the game is dollar cost average and buy at the best prices you can. I always look at these charts as an opportunity for you to drastically drop your average in price. So if you end up here, then I would just wait until it gets down here close to this support or this support to start, accumulating. You don't have to buy every day if you have good support levels, and you can just hoard cash until it gets to there, and then whatever you have, you can put in a third or a fourth of it, and then wait for another drop in price, and then I'll unload some more money into it, and that's how you win long term. Um, from finding the best levels of support to dollar cost averaging. So um, that's my take on Lunar coin. Now, I like coin. I think I commented or I liked it. The person who requested it, Narwhal, I think that's your name. But coin along with Bitcoin was looking very nice. As you can see, we got this big gap down right here. So along with actual Bitcoin, we seen coin have this drastic kind of bear flag here, and then it just broke all the way to the downside. It didn't hold this support level long, and it just bottomed out, and it didn't find support until 161. So it kind of matched up with this range here, and now it's making a push back to the upside. So as you can see, it has a sideways movement here, another sideways movement here before breaking to the upside. Remember what I told you? Watch the break and the retest. You get in at or a little beneath the retested levels, and then you have calls back to the upside. So You got the consolidated motion here. You got the breakout, then the retest, and then the just burn up to the upside before the gap down and the bear flag. So now we're here. Look like a cup and handle is trying to, play out. You might see a lull to the side here, or you might see it, break to the downside and keep playing with this 171 range. But overall, I think it looks bearish. I mean, I said bearish. I think it looks bullish. I see this red up here, and I'm thinking bearish. It looks bullish. I think if it holds above this 170, which you can use that as kind of a range to grab calls. I think out the money strike prices, we can say 177, 176 for the most part. I think that'll be a decent range to play. It's 5-minute chart. As you can see, it broke above that consolidated zone from the previous weeks. Is using that as support now to make the move to the upside at 170. So we'll want to watch that and see if that 170 and then 167.51 is going to be solid support levels, which it should be, because it did kind of hold up down here too. But we'll see if these two levels are hold, and long term, well, this week we'll be looking for a 175.50 range as out the money calls if you want to play that. You'll probably want to check the OI and the volume. Like I said, you want those to be 1,000, over 1,000. Sometime like we did on ExxonMobil, you'll get like the contracts will be, the volume will be low, and you'll see the volume on the contracts to be like 500 or 600, and then you'll hold it throughout the day if you do decide to take it because it just looks like a good play. By the time the day closes and it's a good out the money strike, you'll probably see the volume increase to about 1,500 or 2,000 by the end of the day. And when the move finally does play out, the money should move a whole lot smoother. But saying it to say, you'll want to check the OI and the volume, and also the implied volatility on coin too. Sometimes the implied volatility be over 100%, and that's like that's a big crush on your profits if you start swinging it. If you have an IV over 100%, if you notice that whenever you play ERs, lottos, if you get them the same week and out the money and in the money, the implied volatility be severely over 100. So if you use the little Robinhood estimator to see how much you'll make, it'll probably tell you something like 500 if you go in, if you actually hit. And then when the market opens up, you only see half of that. You'll see half the profit because the implied volatility crushed 100% of your profit. So, normally you only end up with half of what you was expected to be getting once the market opens. So be aware of that on coin. You'll look for out the money strike prices at around 175.65 if we continue to move up this week. If we starts to break down and turn back around, you'll look for support down here around 163, 162.50-ish down here. So that's coin. I don't remember if I did wolf or not. I don't remember if I did it or not. I did. So wolf. Keep in mind, people, I don't know the info or the details about none of these companies really. I just do charts, and I navigate it that way and see what I see just going off of that. So no, I don't know any news that's supposed to be dropping on them. I don't know what type of company they are. If you know, you can fill me in. Let me know in the comments if you are a fan of some of these companies, and just let me know what they're about. Maybe that can get me to invest in some of them too. But this is some ticker symbol Wolf. Um, Big gap down right here. It almost retested it and it exhausted from there. Found support down here around $4.20. And then it trickled back to the upside around here before trying to retest this gap. As you can see, this normally is the outlook on getting up here unless we just have a gap up down here. It's gonna reject and it's gonna fall back and try to find some more solid support. So I would look for a retest again on like $4.35 and see if this trend holds. This does look like a bearish trend though. I wouldn't call it a head and shoulders. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, maybe we'll have to see how this right shoulder play out. But I would look for support here around 435 until it don't hold no more. Simple. You play support until it don't hold no more. Stocks are meant to go up, not down. But yeah, so I mean, I give it a little extra leeway right there. So we'll play support anywhere around here until it's not support no more. How do you know if it's not support no more? You'll see a flush down and break this level of support, and then you'll see a retest. And normally with that retest, it's just like going to the upside. You'll watch it come back above $4.35 or anywhere in this block, and you'll play the puts to the downside and watch it come back out and find support down here around $4.07. Now, what I'm saying right now is keep playing support until it's not support no more. So you'll want to grab calls or shares entries around $4.35. Yeah, somewhere around here, $4.30 to $4.35. And you'll want to grab your entries there back to the upside around 465. If it can make it up here and build some support up here, then we could be looking at $5 close, $4.90. It'll be going back into the supply zone, and that's why the pressure would be to see if it wants to exhaust it again. So you'll definitely want to see a gap up because you're going to need some in order to accumulate some more buyers at a higher price so that it's not as hard to break through this supply zone. Going from here to here in a day or a half a day, that's a lot of work for the price action. I'm not really sure how fast it moves, but that just rocket up to the upside is going to exhaust up here. That's a big move for this stock. So we seen the last time it tried it from here to here, and they got up here and exhausted out. So we'll want to see a nice gradual increase, probably a gap up, and to give it some higher support so it doesn't take such a big move for it to get back up here and retest these supply levels. You want the stock to eventually break out and go up. So next one on the list is ASTS. I know it's a lot of people that like this stock too. And this is starting to move again. Big move to the upside. It looked like how it did when it first started burning up the charts. And I think this is a good stock. I think it is. I mean, you see how big of a move this was to the upside, burned out a lot of bears. And since then, it's kind of been trickling down. You just got this big, long, sideways, consolidated move. I don't know if it's waiting on news or what. It's just a big consolidated um, low type of move to the downside. Nothing too fancy. it's just slowly making lower lows. So that's what I see on this. Um, a lot of, sideways consolidated movements. You got like here, here. This is a big one. It's it's already made this twice, looks like. So we could see a lot of price action movement around here. The downside, I mean, right here probably be the best challenged area. That'd probably be what I trust the most. And then it kind of lines up with this demand zone, unfilled demand zone. But this would be what I'll be looking at for ASTS. I tried to play calls and I didn't realize the IV was so high. And I was wondering why I wasn't making no money. And it's because I was swinging it and getting ate up. I decided I was going to take off my stop loss. I'm like, oh, it ain't going to hurt too bad. And start coming down here and start eating away at profit. So be careful on cores, especially on contracts. It's probably safer to buy shares or very, very, very long dated contracts if you're going to play. We go back into detail on this 5 minute. As we can see, is fighting this little gap down zone right here. Made like a nice little U-shaped recovery back to the upside. It does have a gap that's partially filled, looks like. So, all right. So, okay. So, we'll want to see this hold up around $25. If it drops down, we can see next level support here around 22 if it decides to fill this to the downside. Now, if it decides that it wants to run, we can be looking for it to break above this $27.85 range and look for the breakout, look for the retest, and look for it to kind of break through these up here. It'll probably work its way back up to about $30, $30.35. That's what you'll kind of want to look for if it does break out and retest. So cores well, not cores, ASTS. I'm sorry. Very volatile. It's just kind of rocking people to sleep right now. Especially people that got in on the skyrocket. I know y'all kind of bag holding. No, that ain't fun, but that's just what you risk yourself with the stock market. So right now be a place where you'll want to DCA in if you are kind of high on your average. I will buy around 25 and then I'll grab some more around 22, 22.15, 22.20. I'll grab some more down there because it does have a lot of room to the upside. I got a floor price of about $19.35. So it's some nice opportunities to DCA in if you are holding some shares. Other than that, these are just the ranges that you'll want to play on this. Be cautious on options contracts because the IV, I don't know about right now, but I know when I was trying to play it a little while ago, the IV was kind of ridiculous and it was killing all the profits. So just keep an eye on that. Next on the list, hood. And I guess I'm just going over everything that everybody sent because I'm kind of used to having more, but since it's not as aggressive on this one, we'll ride with that one. But hood, hood did make a recovery. It fell all the way down to 22.25, 22.15 actually, and then it made a recovery around there. So what are we watching on hood? Well, as we can see here, and here. Probably can see a triple top, possibly. Just because that'll be the third time that it's retesting. It may have enough buyers that's in there to push this up towards its $25 range. But right now, if you want to go long on hood, you'll definitely probably want to do out the money 23.50, 23 calls. One of those $23 calls or $23.50 calls. Your entries, if it does decide it wants to retest this, that'd be perfect. 22.45, you get your entries down there, it'll fill this gap right here, and then you can look for a rotation back to the upside around 22.65. And that'll even put your $23 or your $23.50 contracts in the money. And normally, this may take like 2 weeks. Every play that I look at for reversals, I normally look at it for about a 2 week span. After that, if it doesn't play out, I start cutting and looking at where's the actual chart is, like off of the daily. Is it in a downtrend? Is it in an uptrend? Is it sideways? But normally 2 weeks after you bounce up here, then that's when you'll see the reversal back to the upside and then the breakout to push to the upside. So I would look for, something like this. It's kind of iffy, but if I was to do a consolidated zone, this would kind of be where I'll look. You got support here, then you got resistance here. You got resistance here, and then you had a break and retest here. So, this is kind of the volatile area to make a break on either direction. So, above this $23 mark and up to 23.85 to 23.90 is where I look for the most consolidated movement and the make or break to the upside or to the downside here. It could come back up and reject again, but if it breaks out and it holds here, you can expect this to be your next move up and see how it wants to hold this $23.65 level. That's going to be really the deal breaker if it's going to want to move up to about $25 a night. So that's my take on hood, DKNG, DraftKings. So I honestly thought DraftKings was going to be a little higher than what it is now. Just because sports betting has gotten so big, and casinos being involved. If you know anything about Louisiana, we got the boats, we got the Red River, we got, where I'm at, it's full of casinos. So, and all of them are, incorporated with DraftKings and FanDuel and stuff. So I definitely thought this would have been like $100 stock by now, but it's not. So maybe we still have opportunity to get in while it's low because it is the future. So, DraftKings, it has looked pretty good around here. It almost got to the support level, but it got right here and it started making its way back up. And it's been nothing but gaps to the upside here. So what I'm going to watch for on DraftKings, or what you're going to want to watch for on DraftKings, is this move up to about $39.85. I think it's going to get bought up pretty good because of this. And, they forced this out of the zone. It came down, it bounced up, and then it rolled right back over and then just got smashed. So going back up is making kind of a U-shaped recovery. You'll want to watch it to see if it holds this trend right here before making the next movement to the upside. So if it makes a sharp move up, you can probably watch it be around there. You'll see it hold, you'll see it reject, come back down, retest support, but you'll want to see the breakout to the upside, the retest, and a breakout again to go and see how it's going to play with these levels. And actually, if it does break out, I mean, the ceiling for this is even higher. If we go and look, I mean, right now the ceiling is around 43.85 where it exhausts. So that'd be um, a nice move to the upside if we can reclaim this this $40 range. Honestly, let's just put it like that: $40 range. If it can hold this $39, $40 range, then that'll give it what it needs to go and make this move up to about $43, $44. So I think DraftKings should be way higher than what it is. So if you a holder in that, I definitely think you're holding on to something pretty good. So um, then I got like two more. Yeah. So I'm gonna do this one, ENVX, and I actually think this one was it was one that I looked at that was pretty good. I don't know if it was this one. Yeah, yeah, because it made some very big moves to the upside very quickly. So um ENVX right now we're looking for resistance around $12 and let's say 30 cents. You'll see this zone get tested and let me see, one, two. So this is the third leg up. Normally stocks start reversing and looking for support after that third leg up. So like I said, you've seen just a drastic gap up. You've seen a big choppy consolidated zone here and then a move up. And then this one's kind of smaller. So as you can see, each time it makes this leg up, it's kind of getting exhausted. So if it does come up here around $12.35, be on the lookout for some exhaustion around here and this $11.75 range. This would be where your exhaustion levels are happening as it kind of trades, and you'll see the price action kind of start drying up too before it's going to want to eventually come down here and retest this $10.65 range to see if that support is more solid or not. So um, beautiful move to the upside, very beautiful move to the upside. But right now it's extremely high. You can see the volume kind of shrinking up there, and it's still pushing. So um, I think it's going to eventually exhaust around here and have to come back down and look for some more levels. I think once it goes below $10.50, we can start considering that to be on sale. So this is what I see on ENVX. VRT, I think this is the one because I'm looking at the app and me and him going back and forth talking about it. So I think this one was a big move up around like 82 or $83. Or I think that's what he said he started watching it. But VRT, Vertiv Holdings. I don't know much about it, but it has had some nice movement to the upside over the past few weeks. Very big, very big movements. So, like I told him right now, what this stock is, the placement of it, it can either make a very big move down or a very big move up. So, I wouldn't put any money into it right here, even though this would be your consolidated movements here all the way down to here. And this will be where you'll want to look for resistance and support. I think it'd be more safer if it came down this way and tried to find support around $100 or so. And we see like kind of a false breakout and then a move back to the upside. It's been moving. So, I mean, as far as this goes, the way that it has been traded, like I would rather see something like this. Give you an opportunity to buy some stronger support levels before making a move up. Because, I mean, it could just go straight vertical and come up here around 111. Who knows? You'll want to be in around here and be safe with holding it before you want to buy in right here. And then you get the false breakout and it comes down here and still retested levels. That's why DCA and buying opportunities, it take patience, because you wanna have the best average that you can. You don't really want to buy high and have a lot of shares at a high price. You'd rather have um, 10 shares at a decent price versus having 30 shares up here. So this can go vertical and keep pushing like it has been, just like this. But I would feel more safer advising somebody to buy in around here, around the $100 mark, as close as you can to $100. Because even if it breaks this, it has more support at $98. So it can go either way. Just depends on where you are right now and where you want to buy in. Like I said, I think $100 is more of a fair price to get in at. That's just my take on it. But we'll just have to see how it goes this week and how it decides it wants to play out. And the last one that I will look at is cores. So I bought Ferrari Fund and after hours, he's the one that's been leading the pack on this one, and I think he's up pretty good on it. Um, I think it's some news that's supposed to be coming out or something on it, but it has made some nice movements lately. So right now, Coors has been hugging this $12.35 range. Even though it's been breaking to the downside, it's been getting magnetized back to this. I think personally, I would like to buy some if I was to do it around $11, $10.95, $11. Why? Because we've seen it get bought up here, here, and now here. So I'm looking for the most consistent dip area that gets bought up. And right now it's looking like between $11 and $10.75. If we go lower than that, then like I said, that's discount prices. All of that's discount prices. But if it's gonna want to build up and start making new highs, it's gonna need to hold this $12.45 to $12.50 range. That's gonna give us the confidence that it needs, and then we could see it move up towards this $14.35 range, $14 to $14.35. So we'll want to watch this range get held, make some good support levels, and then it'll have the opportunity to roll up and go back up to the upside. As of right now, you just want to keep watching for the rejection, because you do have a rejection here, and so it could be a third one here. But if it makes a drastic spike to the upside and retests and holds, then that'll be a confirmation to watch for it to move back to the upside. Um, so right now, just keep playing it like, short here, and have expectations for it rolling over until you start seeing this make a move up to retest. And then you can start saying, all right, I see some positivity and the stock is holding. It's going sideways. Let's expect, for it to break to the upside, because now it's going to start using this range right here as support and resistance. You'll see it break up, and even if it dips below the support, you'll see it bounce around here back to the upside. This way you can tell the money will be accumulating sideways before the move up. So you always want to see the spike to the upside and the retest of support, and you want to find the most previous consolidated zone here in order to see where the lowest it could dip if it breaks a major support level. Where should it hold up to retest and come back up? Normally, when you're playing options, when you catch that break below and you see this and you take a call entry here, normally by the time you move back up, it's going to hold here, and then it's going to make a drastic move to the upside. And that's where you get your big profits. When you catch the value prices below the support for the move back up to support, and then the push off of the support. So that's the trick on contracts, options. If you're getting in, instead of buying up here, You look for the most recent support level. You look for the little fake out below it, and then you watch for the retest and the move back to the upside. So that's all I got tonight. I think I've held it for maybe about an hour now, maybe an hour and a half. I don't even know what's going on with the Cowboys game. I got deep in the stocks, and it's easy to do that. So I did want to come and tap in with you guys, go over some of y'all tickers that y'all like. If you press for time and you can't watch the whole video, go ahead and just kind of skim through it and find what you want to find. But if you've been rocking with me, you already know what to do. Smash the like button. If you new, I'm always going to drop heat. Just ask anybody that watch my videos. It's always going to be something informational. It's always going to be how you can make money. So definitely hit the subscribe button. I'm taking a week off because I do need some housekeeping to do in Discord, Patreon, and trading. As you guys know, it takes up a lot of mental stress. So I'm gonna take this week off just to do some house cleaning and figure some stuff out to make my services even better. And I appreciate everybody that I did announce that to, and y'all all supported me. Big mental health is a big thing, and you got to take care of that. So sometimes you gotta suffice, and you gotta give up on a few things in order to make enough mental capacity strength for other areas that you need to take care of, and then you'll come back to it. The market is going to be here. So I appreciate everybody that's tapping in. Hopefully y'all have a good week. Y'all make some money, and I'll see y'all when I be back. Love y'all.